Ladies and gentlemen, this is the old rocker Christian Platz from Agentinnen, and today we have him, the one, the only, the real Scorpion, in the best time of all Scorpions time, the one, the only Herman Rarebell. Herman, nice to meet you. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you guys out there?
Yeah, I tried to take Klaus' outfit, but he has a little bit more hair in the background.
yeah, that's very true, very true.
First of all, how do you feel?
I feel healthy. This is nowadays for me the most important thing. I feel good, nothing wrong, I can get up every morning and do my sport and stuff like this. This is for me important as a drummer, as you know, keep fit.
So it was a very hard time during that blackout period, but that brings me to another thing, which is also remaining with a blackout. 40 years ago,
yep,
you created, perhaps it was one of the most important album ever of the Scorpions, the album Blackout. It's exactly 40 years now, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. It was a very
Can you remember some special things, or can you give us some secrets today that you never spoken before?
I mean, I remember a lot of things. As you know, I've been heavily involved in this album with lyrics. I think about 7 songs. So start with Blackout. Basically the basic idea came from me because it really happened. The Blackout of Rudolf Schenker in one of those shows, after one of those shows, and I just told him the next day you had a blackout. So it's basically how this title came together. I realized I missed the day, but I'm too wrecked to care anyway. This is basically all, okay? So this is a real blackout that you don't know what you did before, Then obviously Dynamite, a super live song. I'm very proud for the lyrics on that. And then there was a song that was never played, unfortunately, by the Scorpions, a great ballad called You Give Me All I Need. You remember? Also, another song on this album was Arizona, and I loved Arizona, even bought a house later on Arizona. And all those songs I was involved in, also the song Now. So you can see the name Rarebell is all over this album.
Can I specify in one sentence a special detail? There is no one like you was a little bit before, and that was a song who was played very much in the radio stations in America.
Absolutely.
But Blackout, you can say, was your breakthrough in America and all over the world. Is this right?
That's right. It was the first platinum album. The other album before, The Love Drive, obviously became a gold album, also with songs on there like Another Piece of Meat, for example, and stuff like this, as you know. It was a very hard-working album. Love Drive was on there and stuff like this. So I think also that guitar on this album has a lot to do with it. Coast to Coast is the typical hand signature of Michael Schenker, Also Love Drive, Holiday, the typical. Yeah. All those things were heavily involved by Michael Schenker. And looking back at it, that was the first album which became gold in America, Love Drive, remember? Then after came Animal Magnetism, which was also, I was also heavily involved in this album with writing lyrics. There's one song on there, it's called Falling in Love. I just did it with my orchestra. I'm playing with an orchestra now, the Hurricane Orchestra, and I'm touring right now, and I play all those songs which were never played before by the Scorpions, like Passion Rules the Game, or like I just said, Falling in Love, and also the songs from Blackout, You Give Me All I Need. I play that also on the show, because I think the fans deserve to hear those songs which I never played before. I have a great young band around me to play those songs. They also love Blackout, by the way, very much.
I had one fact who can't be true in my research. I saw that you started with the Scorpions 45 years ago in 1997. But you are 46, so how can it be? You look like 46.
Thank you. What would you like to drink? I know. But I joined the band 1977 on the 18th of May. I remember because it was Klaus Meiner's wedding day. And I left also on the 18th of May 1996. It was after a show we did in Paris called Taratata. The violin was Vanessa May. You remember her?
Yeah, absolutely.
Very good. And she plays with Rudolph and with us, Still Loving You, live on this show called Taratata in France, in Paris. And after that, I left. This was my last gig with the band.
Do you allow me? This is a little bit a break and exceptional, and it's not a rock and roll fun thing. We have the actual situation in Russia. I don't want to politicize, but I want to take. When you were 1989 in for the Moscow Music Peace Festival, where there were no drugs.
I can tell you, it was a wonderful experience to do this. It wasn't in the stadium, 135,000 people. And I remember in the middle of the stadium were about 800 soldiers. And when I saw them throwing all their hats up in the air, I knew there's something coming. And as we all know, in the same year, 1980,
Wind of change, everything.
However, the wind of change and the wall fall down. This was our luck, because under this fall was the song Wind of Change, and you saw the handshake of Gorbachev and President Reagan.
Yeah.
So that made the history, the song. But looking back at this now, when I saw the news last night, I said to myself, fuck, all this was done for nothing, we didn't move one inch, In fact, we're moving backwards,
But it has to be said, you have been also in 1986 in Leningrad for about 8 or 10 concerts. I didn't remember exactly. So you were one of the first heavy metal band in Russia and in Soviet Union.
I think we were the first, I know that Uriah Heep was at some time also there, but not with the image we made. We sold out Leningrad, which is today St. Petersburg, 10 nights with 20,000 people each night. They came from all over Russia, because it was in the end of April. They didn't allow us to play 5 shows in Moscow, because it was falling on the day of work, which is their most important day in Russia. Look, there's my wife, Dalia. She wants to say hello to you.
Hello.
Walking the dog.
She's walking the doggy, yeah.
Yeah. This is also rock and roll. Okay.
But this was the time for us, where we hoped, that all things between the East and the West are over, especially after the handshake between Reagan and also President Gorbachev. And I remember when we visited Gorbachev a year later in the Kremlin, by the way, the only band ever. No Michael Jackson, no Madonna, no Mick Jagger, just
the Scorpions.
We went there and we saw him for about 3 hours. And one of his questions was, what is heavy metal? And we were there, and he said, you remember Christoph on the round table of the United Nations, when he took his shoe off and he's hammering on the table. He said, that's heavy metal.
Absolutely.
Absolutely right. But no, I think, what our impression at the time was that the Russians loved rock and roll just as much as we do in the West or in America or wherever else, in Japan or wherever we played in the world, in South America, Rock in Rio. They loved rock and roll, and they always gave us a very warm, herzlichen Willkommen. I mean, it was very fascinating to have the guest friendliness they do there. We really got treated like kings there. So there's nothing to complain, and the people were friendly and honest, and I couldn't see keine Hinterlist and nothing.
Yeah.
It was just us to them, and I could pick up that. And one of our speeches was, yes, our fathers came here with tanks, with Panzer.
I want to say that, yes.
And we come for peace. And we still stand for this nowadays. This is the peace mission. I don't understand what's happening now. I wish I could talk to this and could just say, don't you remember what we all agreed 30 years ago? We said we stopped the atomic bombs, we stopped putting rockets down, we stopped doing all this, and now it is the opposite, so everybody's
really sad.
Rockets threatening each other. This is why this whole conflict is there.
Absolutely sad. So let us think of peace for all that, for rock and roll. All over the world, the people should love rock and roll, hard rock, and Herman.
I also love peace there, because
make love, not war. That's all.
I remember this. I'm an old man now. I'm 72 years old. But I remember when I was a kid, 17, 18, in the late 60s, really, then this was the slogan. You know, we all wanted to change the world with this, and the whole revolution went for love and peace, as you know. Look at the flower power time in San Francisco.
Yes. Yes.
And I played in America. I played also in Russia. I don't understand all this why, but I think people must sit on the table and clear the mess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
So,
if you get involved in the war, we all get involved in it. This is as clear as the sky for me.
let us think on the people, yes, and let us go back to. I have one more question before we go to your new project.
Yeah, go.
That is, I'm very curious because you mentioned Dynamite, and my question as a fan was always, I never asked that you, when you, if you not go for lyrics, for composition, but only in the sportive way of the Scorpions, was that the most exhausting live song you could ever play, or isn't it like this? Because as a fan, I think.
Yeah.
But what is?
That was definitely a good one, you know, for exercise. You're right, you know. But there are songs like Steam Rock Fever, which are not bad either, you know. The whole time, it's also a very fast. And then there's the song now on the album Blackout, which is it's nearly punk nearly. So this is also a very fast one, which can get you exhausted. So those songs exist in the Scorpion. Also, there is a song "Can't Get Enough." You remember? Very fast song. We played it at the festival, the US Festival in America. I remember we went down the bomb there. You know.
I remember a statement of you when you did the Worldwide Live video.
Yep.
Where there is a little interview with you before the Madison Square Garden.
Oh yeah.
Where you then say a kind of a tour is exhausting, but it makes me excited again, you know. And
yeah. No, we played that song there. Dynamite was played in the garden. And as you know, the only band ever who could play there was after us, Rammstein. But they sold it out one night, you know. And we played 3 nights there. So that's. So the 80s were very good for the band. We had lots of success in the 80s, you know. And when I heard, you know, that the Scorpions said we want to make an album again like Blackout, my ears went like this, you know. And I said to myself, how can they make an album like Blackout? I wrote more than half the lyrics on there, and Dieter Dirks produced it. Why the fuck don't they just phone me and say, let's make another Blackout, and Dieter produce it? This is something I don't understand from my logical thinking. But it doesn't matter. I think, you know, did you hear my new project with you?
Absolutely.
So then you know, I don't have to talk. The music talks louder.
Would you please now, when you say your new project, introduce yourself?
Yep.
What did you do? What is the name of the project? Where can the people see now the original Scorpion Blackout creator and Dynamite creator Herman Rarebell? Please, it's your turn.
I'll tell you right now because it starts very soon. First, the project is called Scorpions Songs Symphonic. And I play with a young orchestra called the Hurricane Orchestra. They're all straight from the conservatorium in Slovakia or Poland, coming from the eastern side of Europe. Very talented musicians, as you could hear already. And there is already a film about this, where we filmed at the Katarina Palace, by the way, in Russia, in St. Petersburg. Here we are in Russia again. And so for another time, I played there on the 4th of September. But now the tour starts this Sunday in Stuttgart at the Liederhalle. Then,
good luck.
Yeah, the Monday is in Augsburg, which is 2 hours away, at the Kongresszentrum, Kongresshalle. Then the day after, on the 1st of March, we play in Fürth, that's in Bavaria, Nürnberg, at the Stadthalle. And then we have a day off. And then on the 3rd of March, we play in Krakow in Poland.
Oh.
So, sorry, no more tickets, I think, sold out, you know. And then the day after, we play in Brünn, which is in Czechoslovakia. Then this part is over, and then we play another part in the summer, another part in the autumn, and another part next year in the spring. So this goes on for the next year and a half, you know, where a tour of because we have to go still by Corona roads, and so we play around it, okay?
That sounds wonderful, and I think some people could.
Out on my Facebook site. Just go to Herman Rarebell Facebook.
Congratulations, and just to mention it, the people who can't go there is a possibility to buy something from you. Perhaps you can mention it.
What do you mean by that? To buy from me? The CD? You can get it.
Yes.
You can get that at Amazon or in any shop. If you want to have the really physical thing, you can download it. All you have to do, go to SCORPIONSONGSYNPHONIC.com. And there you can download it, hear it directly, order it there, or you go to Amazon. You put my name in there, Herman Rarebell and the Hurricane Orchestra, Scorpions Songs Symphonic, and then you hear all the songs we talked about. I play them with this orchestra live. I play Passion Roots the Game. I play You Give Me All I Need. I play also, Falling in Love. All those songs you haven't heard in a normal Scorpion tune.
I will do the download link below the video when we do it on YouTube. So, and furthermore, if you want tickets, always you have to look in the internet if there is any possibility to see Herman live after you had also 2 years without live concerts now because of Corona.
Because of Corona, I played this show in Russia on the 4th of September, and then also I played 2 shows in Poland on the 12th and 13th of November. Then was Corona, everything is closed again, and now I have the chance, to play at least this week 5 shows and get them out of the way. Then the next play also in Czechoslovakia and Poland and Germany.
Good luck for it.
Thank you very much. So if you want tickets, just go to the Eventine, and then you put in Scorpion Songs Symphonic, Herman Rarebell and the Hurricane Orchestra. Stuttgart, Augsburg, and Fürth is the 3 cities in Germany, and then there's Poland, Krakow, and Czechoslovakia, Brünn.
We would also do all the tour dates below in the description, so please. You will see. Was it more difficult when you played this kind of live concert than a rock concert?
Let's put it this way. In this kind of show I do here, I played the greatest hits of the Scorpions, all of them. So I played 2 hours, and of course I play Wind of Change and Still Loving You, but I also play my hits, obviously, like never been played before, like Passion Roots the Game, You Give Me All I Need, Falling in Love. Then, of course, the classics, like Rock Me Like a Hurricane. Then also for Matthias and me, Tease Me Please Me is in that show.
Very nice song.
Yeah, and also songs, White Dove, which is from the Scorpions, which was written from 2 guys from the Eastern Bloc also. I still love the song until this day, and the lyrics make more sense to me than ever. We also play in the show Send Me an Angel, which was never played live,
Yeah.
But this is really, really good for this time. It fits perfect, Send Me an Angel, I think more than ever. So all those songs, I would call it the classic Scorpions that I always have somewhere in there, stuff like this. Loving You Sunday Morning is in my show, of course. So those classic songs, is there anybody there? There have to be in a Scorpions show. So a real Scorpions fan will leave my show very satisfied, If you have any complaints, come and see me.
Absolutely. I try also to come in one of the concerts. We're a little bit far away, but we will look.
You don't have to buy a ticket, of course. Just phone me up before and
we'll support. But of course, I'm absolutely sure it will be, as usual, always the best quality, most power and energy, because where Herman stands, it's energy in it. And is it great to be back on stage again? Is a rock and roller never too long staying at home?
Look, when I started music, I started with all my heart and my soul, Of course, I got lucky in life, made a lot of money with music, but I'm still in my heart and soul a musician, so I play to please people. That was the start. And I please myself, obviously, with music too. So I'm a music junkie, so to speak.
Yeah.
I won't be able to stop. So why should I stop? What else want people me to do now at 70? Get a new job or what?
Herman, all the best for you. Perhaps you can stay after the recording 1 second. Thanks very much.
My pleasure.
This is Herman Rarebell, the one, the only, the original The Scorpion! Rock and roll, keep on rocking.